Today we'll be going through a tutorial on how to create a new route on Strava. Once you've got your Strava dashboard open, which looks like this, you'll head up to Explore and then create a route. Let's head somewhere I've never ridden before, Knoxville, Tennessee. It's on the mind because the US National Road Races just happened there. Dismiss this, move it over so you can see the map a little bit better, and then you'll just work your way down the left side. We are going to do a ride as our activity. You can choose between following the most popular route or the most direct routes as you click along the map. As far as your elevation choices, you can just leave it as it is, any elevation, or you can have the route maximize or minimize the elevation based on what you want. We'll leave it at any elevation for now. Surface types, let's say I'm bringing just my road bike with me, so we will prefer paved surfaces. And then show distance markers, I leave that on, makes it easier to see along the route how far you've drawn so far. Definitely have the show global heat map enabled because that shows up as blue lines where more people record activities. So just looking at this map, you can see that there's a lot of people riding in the Knoxville area, just southeast of Knoxville. People are doing a lot of riding, and then you can just see which roads are more or less popular based on how dark or light blue they are. If you've been to the area before, you can click your personal heat map to see which roads you rode on previously. I leave points of interest on. Sometimes it helps you figure out good places to stop and use the restroom, or just popular locations for people to start their rides. And then moving over to the map, you can zoom in or out with these toggles up here in the top left, or using your trackpad you can zoom in or out using two fingers. But let's get started. Let's say that I am just staying at a hotel right in the middle of the city. I'm really just trying to figure out some less busy roads to ride on, have a good time, maybe a 30-mile ride. So we'll say I'm starting right here. So I clicked to start my route, and then I'm really just looking at the darker blue lines to figure out what are the most popular ways for people who are local to this area to ride in this area, because it's somewhere that I've never been and I certainly never ridden my bike here. So you can use these darker blue lines to trust that the locals are probably riding on the roads that are the most enjoyable and the most safe. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit and kind of just get an idea of where I want to ride. You can tell there's not much blue going on up here, so it's not the most popular spot to ride. There is a lot of blue going on in the city, but I don't really want to do a ride in the city. So I'm looking more down in the southeast. So I want to get myself into the southeast, do a clockwise direction route today, and shoot for 30 miles. Now I just need to figure out how to get myself into the southeast. And it looks like crossing this bridge is a popular way to do that, so I'm just going to get myself onto this dark blue line here. Every time there's a turn, I'm just going to make sure I click just beyond that. Zoom out a little bit so I can get a broader scope. Follow my way out this path. And that click just brought up a whole bunch of stuff. First of all, you can see there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 mile mark. More importantly for me as I'm drawing this, I can see that the color of the route has changed. So anywhere you see this dashed white and orange line, like there and here, that means that it's dirt. It also coincides with down here on the surface type I've got right now, 31% paved, 19% dirt, and 50% not specified. For the stuff that's not specified, you can kind of trust that whatever was before and after the not specified, it's likely that same surface type. Strava just doesn't know what it is yet. But I'm on my road bike and I don't want to be riding on dirt, so I need to undo what I just did, and that's in the top left. Here's this little undo arrow, so click on that, and then I'm going to go back to the last point where I was on the road. That was here, way back. So let's get back this far on the path at least. Try to find another way out of the city. Looks like this is a good way along the path over here. Still a pretty popular route to ride, so it's probably pretty good. And we'll zoom out and see how we're doing. Currently at 4 miles. And yeah, we're getting out there. Continue to click along the route, and I can notice in the bottom left, it's got like the total distance, total elevation gain, and approximately how long it's going to take you to ride that. Again, I know that I'm going for 30 miles, so I could probably work my way out to about 15 miles and then make sure that I'm heading back in after that. Bring my way up here. Come on out past Bayview. Just keep clicking along the route, making sure it's what you want. Checking it in the bottom right, I'm at 95% paved, 0% dirt, 5% not specified. I'm willing to take that 5% not specified risk that it's probably paved. Sitting at 21 miles right now, so definitely want to be working my way back. 24 there, and then I'll rejoin the route here, make a bit of a lollipop shape. I will follow my own route back in to the fictional hotel that I'm staying at. So I'm continuing to click along that, getting real close and nuanced as I'm getting into the hotel. One final click here, which brings me all the way home. Zoom out to look at the whole thing, make sure it's what we want. So right now I'm sitting just over 31 miles, 2,400 feet of elevation gain, and an estimated moving time of 1 hour and 43 minutes. The surface types are looking pretty good, 89% paved. Of course I want that to be 100%, but Strava just doesn't know every road. 0% dirt. The remaining 11% is not specified. And again, I'm willing to risk the not specified because if we look at the sections of the route that are white with this orange outline, that's the not specified portions. And we've got paved leading into it, and it's not specified, paved coming out of it. So it's probably paved in between these two paved parts. The same can be said for this section right here. It's paved going in, it's paved after, it's probably paved in between. So I'm pretty happy with that route, but there's a few other ways we can customize it from here. Let's say instead of wanting to do clockwise, I would rather do this counterclockwise. So we can go up to the top left, click reverse route. It's going to update the route to be exactly what I clicked before, just going in the opposite direction. So now the route is going counterclockwise. Or let's say I wanted to do 20 miles instead of 30 because this just looks to be a little bit too much for me. To do that, you would use these circles along the route, which are everywhere that I'd clicked earlier. And you're just going to want to move them into a new spot. Keep in mind, you kind of got to play with it to make sure that you're getting all the circles into the new route you want, or you're going to end up with these weird legs. Now I've moved those, it ends up being just under 24 miles, so still not really what I'm looking for. Maybe if I cut across this blue popular route here, that'll be better. So I can move all of these, just dragging and dropping each of these dots onto the new route that I want. That puts us just under 23. Maybe we can cut some more off over here. And that's still not enough, so we'll move this outer edge over as well. Get these last dots onto the new route. And there's 21.2, which is good enough for me. Let's take a look at the route as a whole that we're working with now. I'm loving it. 21.25 miles, 1,500 feet, and it's gonna take me about 1 hour and a quarter. Still looking good on the surface type. Everything looks good to me, so I wanna save this route. So go up to the top left, click save, name it whatever you want. I'm gonna put Knoxville 21 mile counterclockwise. You can add a description if you want. I'm going to leave it blank. If you leave it at public, anybody can see the route you made. You can set it to private. If you just want it for yourself, like if you're starting these routes from your house, that's probably a good idea. In this case, I'm just starting from a hotel, so I'll make it public. Save to my routes. Now it's saving all the work you did. And once it's done saving, it'll load you into the My Routes page. Let's say that you were on your dashboard and wanted to see your route again. So I'm going to bring us home here. To see your routes, like the one we just made, go up to Dashboard, My Routes, and this is where it shows you all the routes you've made before. I'm going to click the Knoxville 21 mile counterclockwise. Here's the route you made. It's got some pretty cool photos along the top of pictures that people have taken from various points on your route. You can see the route as a whole, zoom way out or zoom in if you'd like. I like this section down here just below the map on the elevation profile. As you scroll from left to right, it'll show you the direction you're traveling and where the mountains and valleys line up with your route. In this case, I know that I go up a couple steep climbs on the way out, and then starting right here on the way back, go up another steep climb, big descent starting here, half length steep climb with a big old descent coming up back into the back to the river. A little bit uphill back into the hotel. And that's the route from start to finish. We started with nothing and now have a 21.27 mile route in Knoxville, Tennessee. It really is that simple. If you just give it a try a few times, you'll become an expert so fast. If you found this video helpful, click the like button. If you know somebody who could use it in their life, share it with them. That would be very much appreciated from me. If you've got further questions about how to create a route on Strava or just have additional questions after what you've seen in this video, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And until next time, have a great ride.